Hello, this is Robyn. Welcome to my channel, Heart Guided Intuition. And here is your general reading for June 2020 for those born under the sign of Aquarius. So welcome my Aquarian friends. It's a general reading, so it might not apply to everybody, but it might really resonate with some of you, for some of you. So some extra cards jumped out. I've shuffled the cards and I've chosen them for your reading. And I do a lot of prayer work beforehand. And extra cards jumped out for you. I feel like there was like a lot that Spirit wanted to say to you. Okay, so give me just a few minutes. I like to turn them over while I'm actually on camera so that as the messages come, I can instantly relay them to you. Okay, so give me just a few moments as I turn over your cards and see what the message is. Okay, yay. Extra cards. Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Okay. I'll show you in just a second. Oh, wow. That's what it is. That's what it is. It's you working on a few areas of your life right now. Okay. The first thing that came up for you is a relationship. I feel like it's a relationship. I mean, it could mean business too. However it applies to you, however it resonates. But the two cards, there were two tarot cards that jumped out. The Page of Wands, which to me, it reminds me of the Ace of Wands. But they're different, very different cards, but yet there's one wand, and it's a beginning of sorts. The Page of Wands is starting something new, being the student, like starting a new business. So it requires a little bit of, learning curve. Starting it, making it work, can mean a message coming in. It's coupled with the Two of Wands. So Two of Wands is being at a crossroads, and you kind of sent something out, and you're waiting for it to come back. Okay, hasn't come back yet. You're kind of like surveying the two different options that you have, or just waiting. There's like a balance. There's the two is like can mean balance, can mean two people, can mean two options, can mean a decision and a choice. I feel like it's a decision you're making, to move forward in some way. And this is a relationship card, but it's not just a relationship. It says layers of an onion. And it's like peeling away the layers of an onion, but it's also a creation, creating something new, birthing something new. It can mean something creative. Because these are wands, I say business, so it could mean, business ideas, or passionate ideas, but it can also mean, something that you do that's creative, a creative business, something you are embarking on is what I'm hearing, and you're birthing into being. Okay, bringing something into being. So it can mean a relationship. Maybe you're waiting to hear back from somebody, and a message is coming through in regard to somebody you're interested in. Or it can mean, you've put feelers out in directions. You're at the place where you're trying to decide what business to go or how to make some money, and you're willing to like learn. You're starting something and you're willing to learn. So it's going from like the two to the one. You're narrowing down your focus on what you want to birth into being, which could mean a relationship, could mean a business, or could mean some way of living, some way of life. And it has to do with ideas and creativity, creative thinking in how you want to move forward. And the reason I said relationship is because this card came up. It's a beautiful rose. And then, yes, I know my camera reverses things, but rose, attract a relationship. That's what it says. But I tend to also look at the image, and roses are regal and beautiful, and their scent is just intoxicating. It's beautiful. So attract a relationship. And this can mean a relationship. Doesn't have to mean a romantic relationship. It could, maybe these cards, maybe this is like, you're deciding what to do about a relationship, and then a message comes in, and then boom, it's the relationship, the start of it, and this is the culmination of, like, yes, you're starting a relationship. You want this to happen. But right now it's at the beginning stages. You're very much wanting it to happen, and wanting that message to come in. Okay. The next, I feel like, has to do with your emotional well-being, and maybe this is because of the everything that's been going on, the craziness in our world, the pandemic, the lockdown. So there's been some internal strife, maybe because of those other cards of, making a decision, waiting for a message to come in, sending out messages, deciding which way to go, and really wanting something to come forward for you. There's been some conflict in you, which is also combined with the Eight of Swords. So maybe there was an actual dispute. It's not terrible. The Five of Wands is not like, oh, it's over. Maybe there was some kind of an argument, or just kind of competition. There can mean competition. Maybe there's a competition for what you're wanting, or who you're wanting. I don't know. But it's causing you a lot of mental anxiety, and feeling of stuckness. And also that's coming up with the Spirit card of taking a time out, like going away into a tent, a little cup of tea here, and doing self-care, going like, now this can mean a mental vacation as well. If you're unable to travel right now, this can mean like you're just like in timeout mode, take care of yourself mode, because with all this going on, oh my gosh, if there's been competition, bickering, and any kind of conflict of any kind, like even if it doesn't feel like a terrible big fight or anything, but coupled with this card, that's a lot of anxiety. That's sleepless nights. That's feeling a sense of powerlessness. But because they're swords, they're thoughts and fears. So we're able to move through them. It's not like this is an external circumstance. This might be conflict, with people outside of you, but this is an inner conflict. Okay? It's like your fears, your worries. It's just been so much stress. And there's been a need to take that time out, whether that is, because of the quarantine or not. I feel like it's because of the situation that you're wondering, am I going to hear from this? Am I going to hear back? So we can start this relationship or start this new business. The Fairy Oracle card that came up as for guidance for you is Shimmer, Glamour, Confidence, Allure, and Charisma. So use this time, this downtime of self-care, to focus on your the attributes that you have. In Aquarians, you guys can be very you can have that allure and that attraction. You have brilliant minds, and you think outside of the box. You really you think in big ways. You get really creative, big ideas, unique ideas that a lot of people, don't get. Aquarians are kind of known for that, having a presence about them, having the mind to and the aptitude mentally to think about these ideas that will be innovative. You guys are very innovative, and that will maybe help a lot of people. but you also, that gives you your intellect, the way you think philanthropically about people, you care about people, you want people to do well, you want the world to do well. You tend to think worldly as opposed to personal in one-on-one relationships. You tend to think about, and this is a generalization, I know, but Aquarians tend to think of the bigger picture. What can I do to help? What can I do to help the world, as opposed to, you know, one-on-one work. So this is like developing your positive attributes and knowing, like taking this time out right now that you have, to really look at yourself and see all your positive attributes, your charisma. Look at your charisma. How can you use that in a positive Aquarian way, with what you have to bring to the world? How can you use that? What gifts do you have that will benefit others? Aquarians are big on doing things that are going to be helpful to others and to the world at large. So think about your unique qualities, gifts, things you've worked on honing, your craft, your experience, your talents, and think about how that adds to how you present yourself in the world. How do you want to be presented in the world? Okay, because you have all that it takes to present yourself beautifully and to use your gifts in a way that's like, it's just very charming. There's a charm, that you guys have. And I think this is all going to end well. By the end of June, there won't be so much struggle. The Knight of Pentacles, there'll be an offer coming in, an offer or a message, something coming in, and it's taken a long time because the Pentacles are earth energy, and so it's very grounded, very slow deliberation. But make a wish. This is coming out with the Make a Wish card. Okay, make a wish. What do you want your physical world reality to be like? That's what the Knight of Pentacles is about. He takes a lot of time to think about all of his decisions. He thinks them through totally before acting on them. And so the manifesting of those choices can take a little bit longer with energy like this, but it's well worth it because it will end up in this richness, this prosperity, this abundance, okay? And the Ganesha card, Ganesha is the remover of obstacles, achievement. You're going to be okay. By the end of June, you'll be okay. Achievement. Look at him. I forget, his two wives are by, on his side, and on either side of him. I think one is Parvati, one is, I forget them. I forget. But Ganesha, he's balanced. By the end of the month, you will find your balance. You will have achieved a level of satisfaction in your life. You'll have, whether or not you hear back or you've started, that thing you wanted to start with the other cards. I mean, I think you did start it. You put it out there, and then there's a break. There's a waiting to manifest things. But make that wish, even though it's taken a while to come about, even though your prosperity, the idea for your job or your relationship, whatever it is, making money, even though that has taken a while to come about for you to manifest, this time out period has allowed you to see yourself. It's giving you an opportunity to look at yourself objectively and see all your positive attributes that you're bringing to this new situation. Okay, make a wish, because it's coming. It's coming. It's been slow coming, but it's coming, and it's going to be here by the end of the month. Achievement. Okay. So I wish you all the best. If that made any sense and it resonated, please leave a comment below. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching, and have a beautiful month. Okay, thank you. Peace, love, and blessings to everybody.